As we grow older, life offers us the wisdom of experience and the blessing of reflection. Along with those gifts, however, we often face challenges in our relationships, particularly when it comes to identifying who genuinely cares for us and who doesn't. These realizations can be difficult, but understanding certain behaviors can protect your peace and ensure you surround yourself with the love and respect you deserve in your golden years. In this article, we'll discuss 5 clear behaviors of people who don't truly care about you, behaviors that might already feel familiar to you. Recognizing these patterns is a step toward reclaiming your emotional well-being, strengthening the relationships that matter, and letting go of those that don't. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. One, they dismiss your feelings. As we age, our emotions often become richer and more nuanced, shaped by a lifetime of memories, challenges, and joys. These feelings are not trivial, they're the essence of our humanity, the markers of what matters most in our lives. Yet, one of the most hurtful behaviors we encounter, particularly in our later years, is having those feelings dismissed by the people we hold dear. Picture this. You muster the courage to share something deeply personal. Maybe it's a fear about your health, a concern about your family, or even a memory from years ago that still stirs your heart. You share this not because you want answers, but because you seek connection. But instead of receiving compassion or understanding, you're met with a casual, dismissive response. "Oh, don't worry about that," or worse, "You're overthinking it." Those words, said carelessly or even with good intentions, feel like a door slammed in your face. When someone dismisses your feelings, it sends a silent but powerful message. What you feel doesn't matter. Over time, this can cut deeply. You may start to doubt yourself, wondering if you're being overly sensitive or dramatic. You might suppress your emotions, telling yourself they're unimportant, even though they're the very things that make you who you are. And with each dismissal, the connection you hoped for with that person grows more distant, replaced by a quiet ache of loneliness. It's important to understand that dismissing someone's feelings isn't always malicious. Sometimes people simply don't know how to respond to vulnerability. They might be uncomfortable with emotions, seeing them as messy or inconvenient, or perhaps they're so caught up in their own lives that they lack the capacity to truly listen. But no matter the reason, the impact is the same: dismissal hurts. Your feelings are valid, every joy, every sorrow, every moment of fear or hope. They are all a testament to your journey. They don't need to be justified to anyone. You've lived a life filled with experiences that have shaped you, and those experiences deserve to be honored, not brushed aside. When someone truly cares about you, they don't need to understand every emotion to respect it. They'll listen, not to fix or solve, but to show that they're there for you. They'll sit with you in your pain and celebrate with you in your joy because they know that connection isn't about convenience, it's about being present, fully and authentically. If you find yourself repeatedly dismissed by someone, it's worth asking, why is this person unwilling or perhaps unable to value your emotional world? Do they see your feelings as a burden rather than a gift? And most importantly, how does their dismissal affect you? Does it make you feel small, invisible, or unworthy of care? Recognizing this pattern isn't easy, especially when it involves people you love. But it's a necessary step in protecting your emotional health. You deserve to be surrounded by people who honor your heart, who make you feel safe to express yourself without fear of rejection or ridicule. This doesn't mean cutting ties at the first sign of dismissiveness. It means setting boundaries and communicating your needs. And if those needs continue to be ignored, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship. Remember, the people who truly care about you will show it, not just in their words but in their actions. They'll value your feelings because they value you. In the autumn of life, your feelings carry the weight of your wisdom and the richness of your experiences. They are not a burden, they are a treasure. Surround yourself with those who treat them, and you, as such. You've earned that respect, not through deeds or achievements, but simply by being the remarkable, resilient person you are. 2. They only show up when it's convenient for them. As the years pass, relationships naturally evolve. Some connections grow deeper, while others fade into the background. But there's a painful truth many of us come to realize later in life: not everyone in our circle is truly there for us. Some people only show up when it's convenient for them, treating our presence like an option rather than a priority. This behavior can be subtle at first, almost easy to overlook, but its impact grows heavier over time. Think about the relationships in your life. Have you ever noticed someone who seems to appear only when they need something? Perhaps they call to borrow money, ask for advice, or lean on you during their own hard times. They take what they need, your time, your energy, your kindness, and then vanish when the roles are reversed. When you're the one in need, suddenly they're too busy, unavailable, or simply uninterested. This pattern can be especially painful as you grow older. Aging brings its own set of challenges: physical health concerns, loneliness, or the emotional weight of reflecting on a lifetime of memories. In these moments, you naturally hope to lean on the people who claim to care about you. But when they're nowhere to be found, the realization of their conditional presence stings deeply. It feels like you've been left to carry your burdens alone while they've taken what they needed from you without hesitation. What makes this behavior so difficult to confront is the hope we often cling to. The hope that maybe they just don't realize what they're doing, that if you reach out, they'll step up. But patterns rarely lie. People who only show up when it suits them aren't likely to change because their actions come from a place of self-interest, not mutual care. They prioritize their convenience over your needs, showing you exactly where their priorities lie. The harm of these one-sided relationships goes beyond mere disappointment. They can drain you, leaving you feeling used and undervalued. Over time, you might even begin to question your worth. Am I not important enough for them to make an effort? Have I been too demanding? These questions don't just hurt, they erode your self-esteem, making you doubt your own place in the lives of those you've cared for deeply. But here's the truth you need to hold on to: their behavior is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their inability, or unwillingness, to invest in a relationship that requires effort, patience, and genuine care. Caring for someone doesn't mean showing up only when it's easy or beneficial. It means being there through the highs and the lows, the celebrations and the struggles. It means valuing the connection, not just the convenience. 3. They make you feel small. One of the most disheartening experiences in life, especially as you grow older, is being around someone who makes you feel small. You know the feeling, sharing a story or accomplishment that fills you with pride, only to have it met with a dismissive remark or an uninterested shrug. Perhaps it's the way they roll their eyes when you share a memory, or how they subtly change the subject when the spotlight isn't on them. This kind of behavior isn't always loud or obvious, but its impact is profound, chipping away at your confidence and self-worth. The older we get, the more we realize that life is about celebrating the little things. Every step forward, every moment of joy, and every connection brings meaning to our days. But when someone undermines those moments, it casts a shadow over your achievements and your sense of self. Imagine you've spent time rediscovering a passion, like painting or gardening, and you share your excitement with someone close to you. Instead of sharing in your joy, they respond with something like, "Oh, anyone can do that," or worse, barely acknowledge it at all. That dismissal doesn't just hurt in the moment, it lingers, planting seeds of doubt that make you question whether your efforts and passions truly matter. This behavior can feel like a betrayal, especially when it comes from someone you care about. You expect the people in your life to uplift you, to celebrate your victories, no matter how big or small, and to recognize the beauty in what you've accomplished. When they fail to do so, it sends a painful message: your joy doesn't matter to me. Over time, this can lead you to suppress your own enthusiasm, hesitant to share the things that bring you happiness for fear they'll be dismissed or mocked. But let's be clear, their dismissiveness isn't about you, it's about them. People who make others feel small often do so because of their own insecurities. Your light threatens to highlight their own feelings of inadequacy, and instead of addressing those feelings, they try to dim your light instead. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it does help explain why they act the way they do. They may lack the emotional maturity to celebrate someone else's happiness, or they might be so focused on themselves that they fail to see the value in others. The danger of being around someone who makes you feel small is that, over time, you might start to believe them. You might begin to downplay your own achievements, dismissing your efforts as insignificant or unworthy of praise. You might stop sharing your thoughts and joys altogether, convincing yourself that they're not worth the trouble. But let me tell you this: your achievements, your passions, and your joys matter. They're a reflection of your unique spirit, the culmination of everything that makes you who you are. No one has the right to take that away from you. Life, especially in its later years, is meant to be lived fully, unapologetically, and with a deep appreciation for the things that make your heart sing. Whether it's a small moment of triumph or a larger accomplishment, you deserve to celebrate it without hesitation or fear of judgment. The people who truly care about you will never make you feel small for shining. They'll encourage you to shine even brighter. So what can you do when faced with someone who diminishes your joy? First, recognize their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their own struggles, not a measure of your worth. Then, set boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. It's okay to limit your interactions with people who bring negativity into your life. Instead, prioritize relationships with those who see your value, who celebrate your wins with genuine enthusiasm, and who remind you of your strength and importance. There's something deeply freeing about surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. These are the relationships that add richness to your life, where mutual respect and encouragement create a foundation of trust and love. As you move through this stage of life, let go of anyone who makes you feel small. Their inability to appreciate your worth says nothing about you and everything about them. Embrace the people who make you feel seen, valued, and celebrated, not just for what you do but for who you are. Your light is too precious to dim, and you deserve to let it shine fully, surrounded by those who cherish it. 4. They trivialize your struggles. As you journey through life, each passing year adds to the tapestry of your experiences, moments of triumph, heartache, and resilience that make you who you are. But few things are as hurtful as sharing your struggles with someone only to have them brushed aside or diminished. It feels like a betrayal of the trust you extended, a dismissal not just of your pain but of your humanity. Imagine confiding in someone about your concerns. Maybe it's about your health, your changing relationship with independence, or the ache of missing those you've lost. You open up not because you expect anyone to have all the answers, but because you hope for understanding, for a moment of connection. Instead, they respond with something like, "It's not that bad," or "You're making too much of it." What they might see as a harmless comment, you feel as a sharp rejection, a way of saying, "Your pain isn't important." When someone trivializes your struggles, they're doing more than just brushing aside your emotions, they're invalidating your reality. When someone trivializes your struggles, it sends a clear and painful message: what you're going through isn't worth my attention. This behavior dismisses not just your emotions but your lived experience, the unique challenges and triumphs that have shaped your life. Picture this: you share a personal concern, maybe about your health or how difficult it's been to adapt to new limitations as you age. Instead of offering empathy or support, the person responds with something dismissive like, "Oh, everyone deals with that," or "You'll be fine." While they might think they're offering reassurance, their words feel like a slap, invalidating the weight of your experience. When struggles are trivialized, it's easy to feel isolated and misunderstood, especially in later years when the challenges of life can feel heavier. Physical limitations, loneliness, or simply reflecting on a lifetime of joys and losses deserve acknowledgement, not dismissal. Aging brings with it struggles that are deeply personal, and when someone brushes them off, it's like they're saying, "Your challenges don't matter to me." The pain of trivialization can linger, planting seeds of self-doubt. You might wonder, am I making too much of this? Should I just keep it to myself? Over time, this can lead to shutting down emotionally, avoiding vulnerability to shield yourself from further dismissal. But carrying your struggles in silence doesn't make them any less real, and it doesn't ease the burden. Your struggles, no matter how big or small they may seem to others, are a testament to your resilience and your humanity. They deserve to be met with compassion, not trivialized or ignored. If someone consistently minimizes your challenges, it's worth asking why. Are they uncomfortable with vulnerability? Are they too preoccupied with their own lives to truly listen? Or perhaps they lack the emotional maturity to engage with you on a deeper level? Whatever the reason, their inability to show care reflects more about them than about you. You deserve relationships where your struggles are met with understanding. Where someone says, "I hear you, and I'm here for you." True care doesn't always mean having all the answers, it means being willing to sit with you in your pain, offering comfort simply by being present. If someone in your life continues to trivialize your feelings, it might be time to set boundaries. You don't need to cut ties immediately, but you do need to prioritize your emotional health. Surround yourself with people who validate your experiences, who honor your struggles, and who make you feel safe sharing your truth. And don't forget to validate yourself. Remind yourself that your emotions are legitimate, even if others fail to recognize them. Seek out supportive spaces, whether that's a trusted friend, a support group, or even a journal, where you can express yourself freely and without judgment. Letting go of relationships where your struggles are dismissed can be hard, especially if they've been part of your life for years. But staying in such dynamics often does more harm than good. By choosing to surround yourself with people who value and uplift you, you're protecting your emotional well-being and creating space for connections that nourish your spirit. 5. They take more than they give. Few things are as exhausting as being in a one-sided relationship where someone consistently takes more than they give. These relationships can drain you emotionally, physically, and even spiritually, leaving you questioning your worth and wondering if you're valued for anything beyond what you can provide. It often starts subtly, a friend who always seems to need your help but is never around when you need theirs. A family member who expects you to cater to their needs but rarely offers the same consideration in return. Or perhaps it's someone who takes advantage of your kindness, assuming your patience and generosity have no limits. At first, you might not mind. After all, helping others is something you've done your whole life. But over time, this imbalance begins to weigh on you. The constant giving, without the same effort coming back, starts to feel less like an act of love and more like an obligation. This kind of relationship doesn't just drain your energy, it can make you feel invisible. It sends the message that your needs and feelings are less important than theirs. That message can cut deeply, especially as you age, when you might already be feeling the weight of life's challenges and longing for mutual support. Here's the truth you need to hold on to: your time, energy, and love are precious. They are gifts, not obligations, and they should be treated as such. You deserve relationships where the effort is mutual, where your contributions are appreciated, and where your needs are met with the same care you offer to others. People who take more than they give often do so out of habit or entitlement. Some may not even realize they're doing it, while others might exploit your kindness intentionally. But regardless of the reason, their behavior is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their inability to invest in a healthy, balanced relationship. If you're in a relationship like this, it's time to ask yourself a hard question: how long am I willing to pour from my own cup without being refilled in return? Walking away from one-sided relationships doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you start caring for yourself. It means recognizing that you deserve partnerships where giving and receiving are balanced, where you feel valued for who you are, not just for what you can do for others. Prioritize relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment, where mutual respect and care form the foundation. These connections will sustain you in your golden years, providing comfort and support as you navigate life's ups and downs. Final thoughts: choosing yourself. Recognizing these behaviors can be painful, especially when they come from people you care about deeply. But it's important to remember that you have the power to choose who you let into your life. You deserve to be surrounded by people who make you feel seen, valued, and cherished, not just when it's convenient, but always. As you move forward, prioritize relationships that bring you peace and joy. Let go of connections that leave you feeling drained or unappreciated. By doing so, you create space for meaningful relationships that honor your worth and enrich your life. Remember, the way someone treats you is a reflection of their values, not your worth. You are worthy of love, care, and respect today, tomorrow, and always. Surround yourself with those who remind you of that truth every single day. Embracing the power of boundaries. One of the greatest lessons in life, especially as we age, is understanding the importance of setting boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls meant to shut people out, they're guidelines that define how you expect to be treated and what you need to feel safe, respected, and valued. Establishing boundaries doesn't mean you don't care about others, it means you care about yourself enough to protect your well-being. It's about reclaiming control over your emotional energy and deciding which relationships are worth investing in. When you encounter behaviors like dismissiveness, trivialization, or one-sided giving, boundaries are your best tool for self-preservation. They allow you to communicate your needs clearly while giving others the opportunity to rise to the occasion. For instance, if someone dismisses your feelings, calmly say, "It's important to me that my feelings are acknowledged, even if you don't fully understand them." When someone trivializes your struggles, remind them, "This is something I'm dealing with, and it matters to me." For those who only show up when it's convenient, Let them know, I value our relationship, but it needs to feel mutual. These statements are not demands, they're expressions of self-respect. They set the tone for how you deserve to be treated. Learning to let go. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, people will not change. They may continue their hurtful patterns, leaving you to feel undervalued and unseen. In those moments, it's okay to let go. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving or caring about someone, it means prioritizing your peace. It's an act of self-love that allows you to make room for healthier, more fulfilling connections. While it's never easy to say goodbye to someone, remember this: letting go of toxic or draining relationships is not a failure, it's a triumph. It's a step toward creating a life where you are surrounded by people who uplift and support you. Celebrating the relationships that matter. On the other hand, think about the relationships in your life that truly nourish your soul. These are the people who listen when you speak, who stand by you in difficult times, and who celebrate your joys as if they were their own. These connections are treasures, cherish them. Call a friend who always checks in on you. Spend time with family members who make you feel valued. Express gratitude to those who remind you of your worth through their actions. Strengthening these bonds not only brings you joy but also reinforces the support system you deserve in your golden years. Cultivating new connections. It's never too late to form meaningful relationships. Join a local club, volunteer, or take up a new hobby. These activities open the door to meeting people who share your values and interests. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals can lead to relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. Remember, every stage of life is an opportunity to connect with others and to grow emotionally and spiritually. You are never too old to forge new friendships or deepen existing ones. Final reminder, you are worthy. At this stage in your life, you've earned the right to be selective about who gets to share your journey. You've lived through countless experiences, gained wisdom, and overcome challenges. You are a person of immense value, and your worth is not tied to how others treat you. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your beauty, strength, and resilience. Let go of anyone who doesn't see your light, and embrace the relationships that make your life richer. Always remember this: you are deserving of love, care, and respect, not just because of what you've done, but because of who you are. Every step you take toward prioritizing your well-being is a step toward living fully and authentically in your golden years.